if you're not caught up on it, George Pickens drawing severe backlash in Pittsburgh for the perceived lack of effort on a downfield block for Jaylen Warren in that loss to Indianapolis over the weekend. Jaylen Warren moving toward the end zone, getting pretty far downfield, and you can see George Pickens just sort of standing in front of a potential block, standing in front of a DB who winds up helping to make the tackle on Jaylen Warren. George Pickens comes out this week and says, I didn't want to get rolled up on. I didn't want to get hit in the back of my knees, get injured. He noted that it's what happened to Houston receiver Tank Dell this season. It's an easy way to get hurt. He's trying to avoid injury. And he points out that he's being singled out by the media, people criticizing him. Again, these are the types of things that happen when you've lost 3 straight games. I thought it was interesting, though. And for the record, I don't buy what George Pickens is selling. A, there are ways to safely block downfield, and B, that's part of the job description. Ask Kyle Shanahan about receivers blocking downfield, what a difference it can make for your running game. Mike Tomlin spoke about it Wednesday with Pittsburgh media. He said he'd like for Pickens to be more professional in terms of discussing his shortcomings with you guys, meaning the media. That's a hell of a statement from one of the most accomplished coaches in the NFL, in my opinion, basically saying, A, be more professional in your approach about this, in the things you say publicly, and B, call it a shortcoming. Yes, not quite doing what you're supposed to 100%. And another quote that stands out to me, Mike Tomlin pointing out that, when it rains, it pours. When you're losing 3 games, these are the types of things that happen. He says, quote, when you're not doing your job and losing, better keep your damn mouth shut and understand that this attracts a certain type of attention as well. And usually that's vulture-like attention. Now, I don't love being compared to a vulture by Mike Tomlin, but I get his point. When things are going bad for a team, like for any team, but especially a team with the brand name of the Pittsburgh Steelers, negativity draws people in, controversy, people criticizing a young player. Like I said, don't love the vulture thing, but I get it. Like, if everything was rosy in Pittsburgh, I wouldn't be talking about George Pickens right now, and neither would anybody else. So I think he makes a fantastic point that, look, is going to be bad when you go through the downs, and more often than not, every team in the league is going to experience them at some point in the season. Even San Francisco had a 3-game losing streak at one point in time. This stuff happens. How you approach it, how you handle it is going to be just as big as what happens on the field. And on top of that, George Pickens, maybe, I don't know. Maybe don't be so defensive about such an obvious situation there. Look, I know there's injury, avoiding injury, and injury itself is a huge part of this thing. But a situation that could probably be avoided with just a little bit more at the end of the play. But on top of that, handling everything else after that is just as big of a part of it. I think some of the blowback, for the record, is a little out of control. I mean, George Pickens is an insanely talented guy. He's a young guy. He's been in one of the worst passing attacks in the NFL this season. I wouldn't want to give up on that because of the frustrations of your second season in the NFL. I think this is a learning experience. I think Mike Tomlin is as good as anyone at helping young players overcome these sorts of things, at helping guys mature into professional football players. I'm not giving up on a talent like George Pickens because he was a bad blocker for a play in what's looking like a lost season. But hopefully a big-time learning experience for George Pickens moving forward.